Yeah.
Right in their body of the
They could put a 75-foot building over there.
They don't really give approval, they say yes or no.
Army.
This proposal has it as
Vietnam.
Oh, my family died.
correct, which they told us, our sign photos, we don't have. Very close. Yeah.
It is 6:32, and I'd like to call this meeting to order. If you would all join with me as we pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, can we have a roll call and state your name?
Colleen Wirtz,
Mike Hutton.
Kip Wilnauer
Neil Wooten,
Kevin King, and staff.
Mike Hall.
Michelle Meyer.
Travis Holt.
We have a lot of visitors, so I thought we'd all like to know each other. On the agenda would be the consent agenda, but I want to pull that apart and do each item as we take number one first was approval of the minutes of November 5th, and there's some corrections. Mike, did you see something there? Or Colleen did?
in the other business, the third item, it says that we opened the nominations for vice chairman. But it said that Mike Hutton was nominated as the chairman of the Gardner Board, and that just needs to be changed to vice chairman.
Okay. Is there anything else? Anyone notice? Let's have a motion for approval of the correction of the minutes. Everybody in, say aye.
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 Opposed? None? Passes. The second item on was the revised 2014 BZA meeting schedule. And since our meeting last month, there's been some corrections due to city not being open, dates that needed to be changed. Typically, this would have been last week, you know, but we're meeting today. On Thursday, September 11th, and on Thursday, November 13th, 2014, both of those, notice that they have been changed. I just draw that to your attention. Any action needed on that?
You would need to approve that as part of the consent.
Okay. All those in favor of approval, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, there is none, so it's passed. On our regular agenda, we have BZA 13-02, a variance request for section 1885 of the municipal code for the 45-foot maximum structure height standard in the C3 commercial to allow the construction of a 70-foot tall flagpole at 2000 East Santa Fe Street, submitted by Cyhawk. City would like to make discussion on that or lead us on that?
Good evening, Michelle Loniger, Planning Manager. This item, as you had introduced, is for a height variance for a proposed 70-foot flagpole at 2000 East Santa Fe Street, which is being converted to a Perkins currently. just to orient you as to what we're looking at. Here is an aerial of the subject property. It's adjacent to both 56 Highway and I-35. Here's a close-up of the site showing the proposed flagpole location. Some key points to this request. The regulations state that flagpole height is regulated by the maximum height in each zoning district. Section 18.85.050 states the maximum height of the C3 district as 45 feet. The applicant is requesting a 70-foot flagpole, a 25-foot variance. And the property is within the New Century Airport interest area and requires FAA review for the pole. The applicant has submitted the appropriate paperwork for this review. There's been some issues through the FAA. They're working on this review for the potential flagpole. The review criteria set out in state statute as to what the board needs to use to review variance requests. The board must find that all conditions have been met, and I'll go through each of those items and go over the staff findings. The first condition is, does the request arise from a condition which is unique to the property and not ordinarily found in the same zoning district and is not created by the applicant? Staff finding was no, there's no unique situation to this property. The applicant can locate a flag on site up to the 45-foot maximum height. Next one, will the granting of the permit for the variance adversely affect the right of the adjacent property owners or resident? Staff has found that no, the flagpole would not block the site of the adjacent properties. Will the strict application of the provisions of the zoning ordinance of which the variance is requested constitute unnecessary hardship upon the property owner represented in the application? Staff finding, no, the applicant can install up to a 45-foot flagpole and still meet code. The next one, will the variance desired adversely affect the public health, safety, morals, order, convenience, prosperity, or general welfare? Staff finding, no, unless the FAA determines that the flagpole would be a hazard to aviation safety, then the variance could adversely affect the potential public safety and general welfare as it relates to aviation in the airport. Will the granting of the variance desired be opposed to the general spirit and intent of the zoning ordinance? Staff findings, yes, since the maximum height of the district is 45 feet. While a 70-foot flagpole would not harm the health, safety, and welfare of the city, would not oppose the general spirit and intent of the zoning ordinance, the variance request is for the height, which is specifically listed as a standard to regulate within the zoning district. A hardship has not been determined to occur if the variance is not granted. Just a summary conclusion. Based on the review criteria, staff has found no hardship or uniqueness of the property to support a variance. The applicant can place up to a 45-foot flagpole on site without a variance. Staff recommendation is that the board deny the variance for the height increase to permit, excuse me, to permit a 70-foot flagpole. Any questions?
Yeah, I do. I read somewhere that they can put up a sign that says Perkins at 75 feet tall.
Yes, the sign code, which is a different section of the zoning ordinance, allows that property within 1,000 feet of the interstate can place up to a 75-foot high sign. And the flagpole is regulated under the zoning district regulations.
If the FAA has still yet to make a finding, why are we meeting?
Their finding is advisory in nature. It's a determination whether they think it would impact it or not. They would still need to go through this permitting process. So if it's a situation where the board is looking at making the findings to approve the variance, we would recommend that the board continue the item to the next meeting to allow for the FAA to make their determination.
I have one question. What's the definition of a sign as opposed to a flag?
And if I remember right, a sign specifically excludes a flagpole. Sign means any